Good morning, everyone. It's Crisandro, of course, and another episode of Rantz. Um, yeah, it's whilst I've done one of these, just had a few issues to kind of deal with in my personal life. But it is what it is. Some of you may know, and thank you for the messages. For the ones that said, but I won't make a big deal out of it on this. I will talk about Spurs. It's been been an interesting one for the men and the women, really. For the women, not a lot to play for. Having lost to Chelsea twice. They did do a video on the first Chelsea game that was at the Hive. Unfortunately, couldn't upload it quickly in time. With a few issues that were going on, so that's on the back burner. It will be done as a double weekender with the men's game, the Brentford game. That was done this weekend. Tottenham take on West London, as it were. And well, we played Chelsea again a second time since then. We lost to them again. The first game, obviously a 3-1 defeat. We took the lead in that game and looked all right. It was a good free kick. It was a good corner by Bartram. He seems to be taking the corners now, which is I thought was kind of rare, but I guess it's a new tactic they work on because the accuracy was quite good. She hit the post and then it came out and it went in off the defender. That was 1-0, and then and then it just all kind of came apart then, didn't it? And it didn't need to. When Chelsea equalised, we then went a player up. Rachel Williams was through in goal, and their goalkeeper, I think it's a German goalkeeper, I can't remember her name, I do apologise, was given a straight red card for that. And you kind of think that at that point, we just kind of make use of the extra player. We just kind of make them work for it, pass it around and tire them out. We did not do that, and that is a scary thing. That's a worrying thing. We did not take advantage of that extra player, and that proved to be our undoing. We kind of played like a sort of 11 against 11 now. We're just kind of playing on the break against them, and that should never have happened. It shouldn't have. They then went 2-1 up in the second half, and then we started to try and pass the ball about a bit, try and tire them out, try and make them work for it. By that time, it's too late. They could just sit back and chill. They're 2-1 up, and no, we didn't take advantage of that at all. And once again, I wouldn't say it was a profligacy in front of goal, because in that match we had no shots on target. The goal that we scored was literally an own goal, and the ball that came in that caused the own goal hit the post, so it's not counted as a shot on target. So that was a worry. No shots on target in that game, and and then they scored with a thunderbolt at the very end. I think it was I can't remember her name either. Got completely blocked out that game because it's Chelsea more than anything else. So we lost that game 3-1. That put an end to any hopes of Europe. So then it's all about finishing high and playing for pride. Like I say again, for the women's team, because it's our third season in the WSL, so we're still kind of new. I prioritise getting into Europe, getting the money, and then try and challenge them for the title. So it's a little bit of a reverse that I do for the men, because we should be aiming higher in my books. But for the women, then we lost the Chelsea game. I didn't see that. I was still kind of hurt by the first game at the Hive, but we put up a good performance from what I could see. They took the lead, of course, as they went very early on, and we equalised. We finished 2-1 in the end, but by all accounts, it was a much better performance than the home game. We actually had a couple of chances, and that's where the issue comes in, because then we played. That's where the issue comes in, really, because then we played Everton over the weekend, the away trip. I couldn't quite make it because I was watching the men's team against Leicester, and finished 2-2. But it might sound like an exciting story, but it's just more of another game of frustration. We took the lead in the first half, and then we should have had a couple more chances. Our profligacy in front of goal, that's what's annoying me. That's the bit that we have to look into, that we have to address in the summertime. We passed up chance after chance after chance. By the time Everton equalised in the 85th minute, we should have been easily 3-0 up. Should have been easily 3-0 up. But then we scored again in the 86th minute. This is all going by memory, so I can't remember who the goal scorers were, so you have to forgive me. This is like 7:30 in the morning almost. And with 4 minutes to go, and well, I think there's 2 minutes of stoppage time as well. And the first minute of stoppage time, you really ought to be seeing out the game and winning it. You know, pass the ball about a bit, make them work for it. You know, we didn't do that again. We didn't do that again. And that's what we have to learn. They equalised dead on the 92nd minute. That was it. Finished 2-2. We threw away 2 points in a game we should have won quite handsomely, and that's where the issue lies. I mean, we've got a basis of a good nucleus of a side. I'd say, you know, the midfield is combative, defence on top. Although, having said that, conceding what 7 goals in the last 3 games might show otherwise, but it all plays into it. But the thing is, if we take the chances that we are presented with, sometimes that negates that kind of stops the opposition from having that belief that they can get into the game, which is pretty much where most of these chances come from. And so that's something we have to we have to address in the summertime, and hopefully we do, because we can't keep passing up all these chances that we get. Because I think we've only scored 24 goals with it, and at this stage of the season, it's criminal. You know, it really is. But so we're destined to finish in the top half of the table, which is fine, which is good, which means that we continue the upward trend that we're having in WLSL. But we have to address that in the summertime. We brought in an experienced coach in Ryan Skinner, and we have to just back her really. We have to get the players in that we need, the striker that we need. I'll probably say also a winger as well, though we're utilising the fullbacks to good effect. But we do need a couple of good players in to try and beef things up a bit, and to score some goals. But that wasn't the issue this time for the men's, as Spurs took on Leicester. It was a good result in the end, but if you watch the game, it was hardly that. Started off well, and then Leicester came into it, kind of dominated possession, and then created a lot more of the chances. Patson Daka hitting the post, but from what I understand, Lloris got a fingertip to it, and it was a good save in the end. And that's probably as good as Lloris had been, because his distribution was kind of poor. In my opinion, his distribution was very poor. There was that one pass where he kind of split the difference between Davies and Sessegnon. He just played it right through the mid between them, confused them both, and let's almost capitalise on that. That was later in the second half. That was in the second half, that incident. But after the Daka hit the post, when they took the lead, Kane unmarked. Kane scoring, but I don't think he played that well really throughout. I mean, people will say he got better and better, but I don't know. It just kind of felt very underwhelming still. But at least he got the goal, and that's his first goal in about 4 games, I think it is. 3 or 4 games. But it's also a shot on target, because we've not been very good at having those recently. That was our only shot on target in the first half. And as Leicester played very well, and we just kind of ran out of ideas going forward. I mean, Lucas was preferred to Kulusevski. I don't know if he was rested or dropped or whatnot, but Lucas didn't really do himself too many favours, especially in that first half, giving the ball away and just kind of head down and running. I do fear for Lucas, because it looks like it's probably the end for him, I suppose. As a starter, as an impact player, you can see him being kept on for that, but as a starter, probably not. I think that's probably the end of him there. Second half, we improved quite a bit. Sonny scoring the second goal, Kulusevski coming on for Lucas in the 55th minute, I think it was. You'll be able to see the game, the vlog, the POV. That's been uploaded now. Should be up there for a couple of hours ago now, so you can have a look at that. Lucas going on, Kulusevski going on, making an impact straight away almost, and then he had an assist for Sonny's goal. Sonny, also, I forgot to say, Sonny created the goal for Kane because it was a corner, and he takes all the corners. And then he scored an absolute worldie to make it 3-0. It was beautiful, and that's what I've been saying before for many times, that when teams defend low against you, shoot from distance, always shoot from distance, force them back a bit, make them think. And finally it's happened, and we have to do a lot more of that. That's what I have to say. But there we go. Later on, Iheanacho scored a goal which kind of put a dampener on things, because Lloris really should have saved that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Lloris, good blow, hot and cold, good save for Ndaka's shot, but then beaten at his near post. But at least it puts to bed the 2 straight games without a shot on target. But it is what it is. So mixed bag for the Spurs teams. At least Spurs, the men's team, winning again. So we'll see what happens there. There's 4 games remaining, and then we'll see what happens in the summertime. See what Conte has to work with. Liverpool's up next for the men's, and I'll be going to that one. So look forward to seeing that one, and I look forward to having you watch that along with me. Watch the vlog, the Spurs Leicester game. Just click the link, sorry, right there, and that will be available to you. But thanks for watching this. Hope you have a good day, and yeah, can't wait for the weekend. Anfield, away at Anfield. Usually a lot of fun, isn't it? Come on, you Spurs, you all take care.